And the situation continues to worsen at Yakima Valley Memorial Hospital, where 222 out of 226 beds are full tonight. The emergency room is packed with admitted patients. New arrivals are being seen in chairs or stretchers set up in the ER hallway. Hospital officials say they are already at the breaking point, and the more community transmission increases, the closer they come to being completely overwhelmed. Just yesterday, the county had 7 new deaths, 412 new cases, and right now, more than 1 in 100 people in Yakima County has a confirmed case of coronavirus.
That's an incredibly high rate. That means that there's a really big reservoir of people out there spreading this around, and so it's really kind of a high-risk situation.
Hospital officials say they can't handle the additional surge in patients that typically follows a holiday like the upcoming Labor Day weekend. They are asking everyone to avoid large gatherings and spend time together outside if possible, and mask up if you have to be inside. Now, it's not just hospitals that are filled to bursting. They're also struggling to find staff.
Many doctors and nurses are, well, simply getting burned out and quitting, even as we're seeing a nationwide shortage. Cap KVU's Emily Goodell spoke to one local ICU nurse about what she's facing right now.
Come on and grab an IV bag.
For Becky Ross, one of the hardest parts of caring for COVID patients in the ICU is when she has to intubate them, and they ask her if they're going to die.
You don't want to tell them that the chances are you will, so you just tell them, I'm going to take really good care of you.
Ross has witnessed more death in 1.5 years than in 15 years of nursing combined. She's faced long hours in stifling protective gear, grieving families, and constant uncertainty, especially at the beginning of the pandemic when she had to send her 12-year-old son to live with her sister.
I would get home from work and you would just have this constant anxiety of, did I bring it home with me? Am I not doing something right? Am I going to give it to him? It's heartbreaking when he looks at you and says, how long am I going to have to be gone and away from you?
On the really bad days, she looks to her coworkers for support and holds tight to the good memories, like the time a former COVID patient came back to say thank you.
He's like, I'm so-and-so. I was in this room for 1.5 weeks, and you guys are my angels. I owe my life to you. It's stories like that that make you come back because you know you actually make a difference in people's lives.
But when she leaves the hospital, she still has to deal with people in the community who don't believe her.
People are saying, oh, it's fake. You're exaggerating it. Not that many people are dying. And I would love to live in that world because in my world, it seems like everybody's dying. And there's nothing worse than going into work and seeing somebody you know on a ventilator. And, that's just not where you want to see them. And so if you take it seriously and get your vaccine so you don't end up there, I would beg of you to do that.
In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Cap KVU, Local News.
Thank you so much, Emily. And again, we can't thank the medical staff any more than we can. Ross says most of the COVID patients in the ICU are unvaccinated and say they wish they would have gotten the vaccine before it was too late.